When you're moving to Battleground, Washington, there are some pros and cons that you need to think about. What a pro could be to one person could be a definitive deal breaker to someone else. I've helped a lot of clients buy and sell in Battleground, and I want to give you my honest opinion on my take about when you're living here in Battleground. Pro number one of living in Battleground is the space and pace that you have here, room to breathe. It's a quieter lifestyle, less chaos, and people in general move here because it feels calmer. Pro number two is it's a strong fit for families or even people that want to downsize. You have a different type of lifestyle that you can live here, and it does not matter what age that you are in. There is a fit for everyone here within Battleground. Again, like if you have families, there are a ton of things to do here outdoors. You don't even have to have a family if you want to do things for outdoors. There are a lot of activities within a couple miles here that makes you feel like you're out in the wilderness. So that is something that people value and are really looking for when they move to Battleground. Pro number three is the variety of homes that are here in Battleground. You have new construction, you have older homes, you also have properties on Acreage. So you have a lot of variety to choose from. You're not locked into one particular style. The great thing about Battleground is that you will typically get more for your money if you're looking for a home that is within the town. Pro number four is that small town feel. You still get that local community vibe, familiar faces. You have a ton of local businesses here. We did highlight one of those, the Pita House, in one of our other videos here in Battleground. I suggest you go taking a look at that one. Just in general, Battleground has that feel that you want for a small town, but you are not far away from bigger cities if that's something that you want to visit on a different time from outside of your living in Battleground. So this flows into pro number five, and that is having access to a lot of things. Battleground is kind of centrally located in terms of being on the outer limits of the city. And what I mean by that is that you are only 30 minutes or so to Portland International Airport. You can go north to Ridgefield, Illinois Casino. There are a lot of conveniences that are nearby, but you are not feeling like you're in the congestion of all of it. You do have to drive a little bit, but that is a convenience and a pro to somebody that wants to live in Battleground, being able to have access to things that are not necessarily here on a short drive away. So in Battleground, you're not isolated, but you're also not surrounded by the noise of a busy city. So now the cons of living in Battleground. Number one, it's not walkable or an urban atmosphere. There's everything that you need to get to. You pretty much need to drive because there's not a lot of housing directly in the downtown Battleground area. There are grocery stores here. There are small mom and pop stores, but if you're looking for big box chains, you're definitely gonna have to drive outside of Battleground to get to those things for more of the larger conveniences that you may wanna look for. Con number two here in Battleground is if you have to commute, it's gonna be part of your reality. And this is really one of the things that I focus on when a client is interested in living in Battleground. I'm always asking them if commute times is something that they need to consider, because if they do, especially if they're driving into Portland, there is not real direct access to freeways from here. You have to take other highways to get to the main freeways that run north and south to get you to where you need to go in terms of working if you have to commute. Con number four here in Battleground is definitely fewer immediate amenities. There are not the conveniences that you have here that you would have in a big city. It goes back to commuting for this as well. You're gonna have to commute to those conveniences, specifically for shopping. There's not clothing stores here or anything along those lines. There are grocery stores, but if you want Costco, you have to drive to that. Anything along those types of lines, you are going to have to commute to get to them. Battleground is working on building out the infrastructure for those types of things, but right now you do have to drive to those conveniences. So in Battleground, you're trading convenience for a calm place to live. Con number 5 is probably one of the bigger ones, and it's expectations versus reality. And what I mean by that is that you may think that you want a small town feel, and then once you move here, you realize that it may not specifically be convenient for you to live in a small town, even though you like the idea of it. And that goes back to, again, having to have those conveniences, having to commute, all of those other things that we kind of talked about. You have to want to live in a small town to really have it be a pro for you. Otherwise, the emotional connection to thinking that you want to live in a small town quickly becomes that con for you once you lived here for some time. So number 6 is a mixture of a pro and con, and I kind of want to save this for last because of the growth that is happening here in Battleground. That is a lot of the reason that people are moving here. Affordability for housing and everything else, because your money goes quite a bit further when you're looking to purchase a house here in town. But the con of that is that if you have already lived here for maybe 10 to 15 or 20 years or longer, then that growth is a con for you, because that's not the reason that you moved here. You lived here because of how disconnected you are from a big city. And at a certain point, Battleground is going to become a city that is substantially larger than we currently are right now. None of these pros or cons are good or bad on their own. It's really just how you want to live and how you interpret those pros and cons, and how you're going to incorporate them into your lifestyle and how much it's going to affect your daily living. I like Battleground, and I definitely understand why some people don't like living here. And it's really about you focusing on your wants and needs and making Battleground your own to determine if you want to live here or not. If you're pretty clear about what you want on a day-to-day basis, it's pretty easy to find out if Battleground is going to be the right fit for you.